Welcome. Friday drinkers.
I have my
drink. Okay, so we are having house guests come in, as you guys know. And I had messaged my sister-in-law and I asked her what she liked to drink for a cocktail. And she said, oh, I love this. She named it, I think it was like Funky Monkey or something like that, which had like chocolate and banana liqueur. And I turned to my husband and I'm like, I am not buying anything fake banana. She also said she liked fruity stuff, like fruity drinks. And I thought I would go with that. So I made a Sangria Blanco, which is a white sangria. You can put in any fruits in this. I did apple, oranges, blueberries, and strawberries, I believe. And I put some mint leaves in there, and I muddled it with about a tablespoon of sugar. You can do cognac, you can do any kind of brandy. Cognac is expensive, so you can do any sort of brandy in here. I put 2 ounces of brandy and 2 ounces of Grand Marnier, which is an orange brandy, and I let it sit overnight. Now, I will come back to that later.
Okay.
The overnight thing. And then the next day, I just added that mixture into one of those punch bowls. And I added a cava wine, which is a Spanish sparkling wine, white. It can be sweeter, it can be drier. You can get different versions of it. I always prefer a drier cava, and because everything else is quite sweet in there. And I added some orange juice just to top it off. Mixed it all up. And then I realized I had so much drink. And then I called Heather and I'm like, would you like to come over and help me finish this? And I called over another friend as well. And I'm like, we've got to drink this down because we've got to go.
I wasn't a lot of help. I only had one drink because I was driving.
No. That's right. I just wanted to say, with the apple in this drink, because I did this overnight, it absorbed in a lot of that cognac and that brandies, and so when you bit into it, it was a good amount of alcohol.
It was so tasty.
One of two things. If you don't like that, you could either cut the apple down to smaller pieces, like real matchstick kind of apple pieces, or you could just marinate the fruit for about 15-20 minutes instead of doing it overnight, and then add the wine into it. In my case, I loved it. Our other friend, she thought the apple was too strong and she was afraid to eat it. But and Heather, you liked it, right?
I did.
Yeah. I thought it was very tasty.
Thought it was perfect. I didn't find it like overly strong at all.
Yeah. And so I like my sangria, I like my drink strong. You don't have to put 2 ounces of each brandy in there, of course, but and I did put a cinnamon stick in there too, just for fun.
I love that you own a punch bowl. Do you have one, Erin? You probably do, because you get your grandma's cast off stuff.
I was gonna say, I do have an old punch bowl. Yes, with the little cups that hang on the side.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, the little
love that.
Yeah. Everybody always had. Our mom's generation.
Yeah, that's right.
And you just had the punch bowl that was for the kids and the punch bowl that was for the adults.
That's right. That's right.
And a nice ladle to scoop it out.
Clear plastic ladle, because it has to match the punch bowl.
That's
yes. Right. I love the sangria. I thought it was delicious.
Yeah,
I love almost any kind of sangria. I like red sangria. I like a sweet sangria. I like a dry sangria. I think they're all delicious. This was, because it was dry, when the first sip was like, it's like it hit the alcohol really kind of hits when you first sip it, which I like. But then it's a nice sipping sangria. Like you're not tempted to like suck it back too quick.
And I didn't find it extremely sweet.
No, that's why
that was nice.
It's a little easier to sip on and not. Sometimes when they're sweet, it's like juice.
My advice is, if you make this drink, unless you're a professional like Heather, invite a few people too. I mean, this is one of those drinks that you and a friend are not going to finish in one night. Maybe you are. I don't know. Maybe you are.
And it's not really the kind of thing you can just make 1 or 2 servings of.
Right. Because you have to open an entire bottle of cava, right? So, and I mean, it will keep for the next day. It just won't be bubbly anymore. So you want to drink it there and then. So invite a few friends. Get some ice out. Get a fork to go pick all the delicious fruit, the boozy fruit, and eat all the fruit. And you'll have a great night. We had a great night.
We did. And Sarah had out like some really yummy sausage and cheese to nibble on while you had your sangria. I thought it all, and there was cake, which I didn't eat because it had a bit too much whipped cream for me, but, and all together it worked.
And it was last minute.
I want to hear what Erin thought of this drink because she's not saying anything. Are you a sangria fan, Erin?
I did like sangrias.
When you were a drinker.
That's something, that we, my husband especially really liked for a while. Right. So we used to have like, what was it? Way back when. We used to have, Loser Mondays or something? And we would make a pitcher of sangria for ourselves.
Loser Mondays, yes.
And that was Loser Mondays. We would
I've never heard of this.
We would drink way too much sangria on a Monday. You know, people, like to have their drinks on Friday or Saturday. And so we thought, no, we're going to do this on Mondays. It was our weekly treat that we used to do. Can't remember how we made it.
Probably not as well.
Much. Probably wasn't that great.
I think Sarah put a little bit extra effort in by marinating the fruit.
Oh, yeah. That's the best way to do it, is to have that all done
And I came across my first white wine sangria in Ibiza in Spain, and so I never tasted a white wine sangria. I always thought sangria was made with red, because doesn't sangria mean blood or something? It means
sangre is blood in Spanish.
It refers to red, right? So I didn't even know there was such thing as a white sangria until I went to Ibiza, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so good in the summer. It's like perfect in the summer. And like red is almost like kind of nice in the fall or in the cooler weather, right?
I quite enjoyed it.
There's going to be more on Friday.
Your house guests are going to hopefully not miss the banana. She'll be like, but I specifically told Sarah that I love banana liqueur. Where is the banana?
She also said fruity, so I pretended I didn't read the banana part.
That's definitely a very specific sort of taste.
Very specific. And it's very artificial.
It brings back memories of the good old days when we used to get the penicillin.
Oh, that's exactly what it tastes like. And that's why
it tastes exactly like that. I think it would gross me out now, but as a kid, I liked that.
Every time you had strep throat or something, you had to take that nastiness. Ugh.
Right.
Thanks for joining us. You can find these recipes under the Speakeasy tab on threekitchenspodcast.com.
My one glass was actually a punch bowl.
That's right, it was a large glass.